Hey guys, Yoshi from Triplejarmory here today. We're going to be talking about suppressors, or more specifically, this one. Today's video is brought to you by nomayoforme.com. Shout outs to them for hooking us up. But today we've got a very special suppressor here. I'm holding it in my hand. This is the Griffin M4SD II. Now, something super cool about this can that not a lot of people know is that when you buy a rifle, mainly AR-15s, they usually come with what's called a A2 flash hider. Now, when you buy a suppressor, more often than not, you'll usually see people that either have some sort of quick detach system that's proprietary to that manufacturer for the suppressor, or it's direct thread, meaning it directly threads to the barrel of that AR. Griffin's done something really cool, and they've gone ahead and made this SDQD mount, which is a quick detach mount that goes directly onto A2 flash hider style muzzle devices. This is a Griffin muzzle device. However, it will work on just your regular A2 flash hider. So long as it has these two lugs right here, it will likely work. So the way that this works is you take the can, this suppressor right here, you'll slide it on, and this tab right here will line up with the second lug. When it does, it'll click in. From there, you'll need to rotate it just a little bit for it to find the right spot, and then it'll click all the way in. From there, you have full lockup on the muzzle device. This isn't going anywhere. And the really neat thing about this is that you don't need any special muzzle devices. It'll work on an A2 flash hider that comes with any gun. So that's the SDQD mount. We'll give you guys a little bit more detail on how it specifically works later. This can is constructed from stainless steel. It's also got a monolithic blast chamber. That first baffle is gonna be really strong. You're not gonna be worried about a ton of erosion or things like that, especially if you're running a brake. Another really awesome thing about this can is that there's not a lot of back pressure, which is really great for not having gas in your face. Everyone knows that when you try to suppress a 5.56 rifle, they're really gassy. You get a lot of carbon to the face, it's hard to breathe, it makes your eyes water. This can actually has really good flow. So when you shoot it, a lot of that gas exits the front, but it's not overly loud either. This does have a built-in kind of flash hider in the front cap right here. And then to remove this can, all you have to do is flex this little tab here and pull the clip forward. From there, this comes right off, and you can go and stick this on another gun. But that is the M4SD II. Really cool can that has a really unique quick disconnect feature. There are a couple iterations of this can. I think there's the M4SDK, which is the smaller version, the M4SD2, which is this one, and there's the regular M4SD as well. There's also a 30SD and a 30SDK. Those are 30 caliber cans or suppressors that are essentially the same as this, but built for 30 caliber. It does have a little bit of wiggle. So it's not gonna have a super huge POI shift or anything like that, or point of impact shift. So when you shoot this thing, it's not gonna change where your rounds are hitting as much. You can see the can is fully attached. It's mounted via the QD system, but it does move, okay? That can be annoying for some people. It does rattle kind of when you move it around. Not a big ordeal, but it's there, it's something to know about. Also, sometimes if you opt to leave this can on a gun that you shoot quite a lot, this can get carbon locked. Not a high probability, but it does happen. So make sure that you guys are removing that can frequently, or at least every time you shoot it. Don't leave it on the gun. It's a really cool can. The neat idea behind this is that you can you don't need to buy an aftermarket brake or muzzle device and then use a proprietary system. You can just take this can, find any gun with the A2 flash hider on it, and stick it on there. No need for expensive muzzle devices, which is really cool. Another downside of this that I wish kind of wasn't a problem is this does require a lot of handling to get off, which means that when it gets hot, you have to wait. Because it requires two hands to get off, you do have to pull this tab, then remove that, then take the can off. So it does require two hands and some dexterity to be able to get this can off. Now I'm wearing gloves. Obviously I was able to get it off just now, but it can be tricky for some. So just understand that. That may be kind of like more of a petty thing, but it is something to think about, is that when this thing gets hot, you do have to touch it with two hands to get it off. So you're gonna spend some time waiting for it to cool down. This can is more catered to people that don't maybe wanna have a proprietary mounting system, where if I've got 7 ARs and I've gotta buy $100 brakes for each of them to mount a suppressor to each one, that's $700 in muzzle devices that I have to buy in order to be able to use a suppressor on each one of my guns. Whereas something like this, you can find an A2 flash hider for like 20 bucks, throw it on there, throw it on each one of your guns, and throw this can on each one, and it just hops from gun to gun to gun. So that's why this can is really awesome. It's really versatile in terms of that. Or I've seen a lot of law enforcement officers that they have their duty rifle that does have an A2 flash hider on it. They can't modify those, but they can run something like this on it. So that's something else that you may want to think about. If you have a rifle that you can't modify that does have an A2 flash hider on it, you could use something like this. Maybe you have an older rifle that you pin and welded A2 flash hider on, you can't change it. Griffin's got you covered on that. That's the M4SD II from Griffin Armament. This can's super awesome. It's really quiet. It's also not very heavy either. Relatively light for what it is, and it is made out of stainless, so there is that. The baffles are really good on this thing. There is a little bit of weight more towards the QD side. That's just the way it is. It's going to be like that. So far as this can goes, it's a solid choice. If you guys like this video, please comment, like, subscribe, ring the bell. If you guys want to come train with me down at Triplejarmory, please stop by. We do offer training. We do have a full indoor range as well. That being said, we'll see you guys next time.